Naam, bila shaka asante sana, na kama ilivyo ada kila siku ya Jumatatu kuanzia saa 3 kamili hadi majira ya saa 4 kamili saa za Afrika ya Mashariki, tunakutana hapa ndani hewani ya kipindi cha Walk with Sagini Live, kipindi kikiwa basi ni the final whistle kwa minajili ya kuzungumzia ligi kuu za soka Ulaya, haswa ligi kuu ya soka Uingereza, yani English Premier League, na ni furaha kubwa kuwa nawe Jumatatu ya leo ya tarehe 28 mwezi Julai mwaka huu 2025. Mimi naitwa Jason Sagini, askofu mkuu wa michezo ulimwenguni, na niko na wachambuzi wangu ambao pia ni mashabiki wa mchezo wa soka Ulaya. Unazungumzia Derek, shabiki wa Manchester United, lakini pia Nisdi Kim ambaye pia ni shabiki wa Mashtani Wekundu, achambali pia Sheriff Washira ambaye ni shabiki wa wanabunduki the Gunners, lakini pia DJ Mike the Rumba Mascot ambaye pia ni shabiki wa Arsenal the Gunners. Bila shaka it's a show that will be Manchester versus Arsenal in one way or the other. So we'll be discussing much more about the transfer window. We'll talk about Old Trafford situation at the moment because Amorim made some comments previously this weekend about the four Musketeers. I'm talking about Anthony, Anthony, Sancho, Tero Malacia, and of course Alejandro Garnacho. But also we'll talk about Arsenal's transfer business at the moment, the latest signing being a striker from Sweden, signed from Sporting Lisbon in Portugal, and this is Victor Gyokeres. But of course, also another superstar who might be joining the Premier League is, of course, Benjamin Sesko. Will he join Newcastle or should he join Manchester United? But again, also the biggest of the biggest worries inside the room is about Alexander Isak. Where should he go? Because this past weekend, he made it clear to Newcastle that yeye anataka kuondoka klabuni pale na akatafute nyasi mpya, maeneo makao mapya msimu ujao. Je, kwenda kwake Liverpool kutakuwa ni sahihi? Lakini pia je, anastahili kuondoka klabuni Newcastle msimu huu? Basi sema nami hapo kwenye comments, nitasoma ujumbe wako muda si mrefu, na kipindi bila shaka nawe pia ni sehemu mjadala huu, na kama pia kauli yako mtazamaji wangu pia ina uzito. Kwa hivyo usikonde kutoa kauli yako sana basi na mada hizi tofauti tofauti katika kipindi cha leo cha The Final Whistle, ikiwa basi ni maswala mazima haya matukio katika ligi kuu za soka huko Uingereza, swali ligi kuu ya soka England. Bila shaka karibuni sana wenzangu DJ Mike, Sheriff Washira, Derek pamoja pia na Nisdi Kim. Natumai kwamba weekend hii imekuwa ni nzuri kabisa. I know Arsenal won yesterday, I think pre-season friendly, but also Manchester also won against Newcastle 2-1. So it's a win-win situation for both clubs. So we'll not start the banter there. But then it's transfer window, and of course we are talking about the biggest stages here. And one of the major talking points is about this coach Ruben Amorim, who is coaching Manchester United side. And this past weekend, Ruben Amorim amekuwa mwingi wa maneno, maana kwamba weekend hii pekee amesema kwamba, kumbuka, he had asked 5 players, Rashford, Sancho, Alejandro Garnacho, Anthony, and Tero Malacia, saying that they are not part of his plans next season. But recently, after Rashford left for Barcelona, Garnacho, Amorim amesema kwamba if no club can reach the asking price for these players, then these players will not be sold for a cheaper or a lower price. But then if they reach a point where they have to join a team, they will join the team because they are our players. He says that he's ready to integrate them back into the team. My biggest question and biggest worry is, initially alikuwa ameshaamua kuachana nao, lakini sasa anaonekana kwamba huenda akaamua tena kuwaregesha katika timu kuu ya Manchester United, aswa baada ya kuweka pembeni, maana kwamba these players have been training on their own aside from the main team, and they were not part of the pre-season. They did not travel the team to the pre-season friendlies, the 2 games so far. So is it the right decision that Amorim is trying to make for the team, Mr. Derek?
Thank you so much, Sagini, for the time. I want to believe that straightforward to your question, that if Amorim is making the right decision or not, that one lies with him. But as from me, I want to believe that is the right decision, because the reason why I say this, the moment you have players who are underperforming or players who are not fitting into your system, then you need to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Now, if you look at these players, somebody like Jadon Sancho, Sancho is a player who will blow hot and cold at the same time. This game is played well, the other game does not play well. So for him, his fate at Manchester United, I don't see it. He's not a good player for Manchester United because of his attitude. He's not a good player. Then somebody like Anthony, I want to believe he was bought by Ten Hag, yes. He was worth coming to the Premier League, but he has not lived up to the expectation because uh, we saw him his departed match with Arsenal. He was a very good player, but tactically, I want to believe he did not enter into the system properly. Garnacho, what is ailing him is the same thing that is ailing Rashford: attitude and celebrity issues, of which at Manchester United he will not survive. So Amorim is making good decision, but the problem is the moment the players do not reach the market value, then you integrate them into the team. So they're coming again with the same virus to the team, of which I want to believe it might affect other players. They will also have the same mentality, knowing that if their market value will not be met,
If the
then
market value
they'll
will
just
not
be
be met,
integrated.
then they'll just be
They'll
integrated.
just be integrated into the team
They'll
again.
just
So
be integrated into the team again. So
yes, it is a good decision for the
yes, it is
coach.
a good decision for the
Miss Kim, don't unmute your microphone. Mute your microphone, you're not speaking. Okay, Derek, continue.
Yeah, I'm saying this the decision by the coach is a good one, but again the problem will come in if they come into the team with the same mentality, hence they will ruin the season bado kama ni changa sana. So for me, I would prefer that they meet the market value, they leave the club as soon as possible.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Let me go to your fellow Manchester United fan here, Nis Kim. Welcome to the show. But as Derek Jumba says that he thinks that the decision with Amorim is very right because these players were never going to deliver for Manchester United. But then the decision to just think of bringing them back to the team, is it healthy for you as a fan? Do you think they'll come back and deliver because they have learned their lesson the hard way? Mr. Kim there amepotea. Acha nimsikie Sheriff. Sheriff, unafikiri kauli yake Amorim inafaa ama ni sambamba ama ni sahihi?
Kwanza kitu ya kwanza yenye Manchester United fans wanafaa kuelewa, klabu yenyewe iko kwa ile kitu Waingereza wanasema it is in transition. So I think Manchester United wako in a rock and a hard place. And more so saizi, considering like most of the fans wako impatient because of the history of the club, and then hapa kuna Amorim mwenye anajaribu kuleta a new mentality and create a new philosophy kwa klabu. I think kuna kazi hapo because most of the fans, kuna fans wenye wako kwa bit sentimental kwa players, alafu Amorim na yeye ako hapa anajaribu create a new I think a new philosophy and a new winning mentality. So personally ukiniuliza nitakwambia I think Manchester United is too big for Amorim, na Amorim na Ateta watakuwa candidate wa kwanza kukuwa sacked before January. So sidhani whatever anajaribu kuimplement ita work for him, because I think he's supposed to get the backing from the board, and of which I think says he's a lone ranger. So I think he's a candidate to be sacked before January alongside Ateta.
Okay. All right, all right. Deno, I hope you can hear me now and you won't disappear again. But as a United fan, when you get to understand and check or analyze the whole situation with Amorim, because alisema kwamba these players will not be part of my team and they have to get a new team next season. But now things have turned around and he says if no club will reach their asking price at the market value, then he's ready to bring them back into the team because they are your players. Do you think that will be healthy for you guys? heading into the new season?
Yeah, first of all, thanks Sagini for today's show. Leo ilikuwa na mambo mingi ya kutoa, acha nitoe sasa. Yeah, first of all, I think it's a good thing. It's a very good thing for Amorim to bring the guys back. First, we have nilikuwa nimeongea about something la left wing. Our left wing is so iko chini sana. And maybe getting a reinforcement like Jadon Sancho and Garnacho, I think that would be something better. The other thing is looking at the market right now. These clubs are looking at the situation and the way we are handling these players. You know, Garnacho is worth like around 40 million. If Garnacho is worth 40 million, and thinking of the stats he had last season, na compare na mtu kama Joao Pedro, Anthony Elanga, I think he can match Elanga. But saying Garnacho because the coach doesn't want him to move at a very low price, I think that's not a win-win for Manchester United. So bringing him back, or the four Musketeers back, I think it's better. But there's a player I'll single out who is Malacia. I think Malacia should just be sold. Ama tu apeane tu mahali on loan and then with a clause that he'll not come back. Because this guy was brought in by Ten Hag as a left back. We sold Alvaro because we thought this guy would live to expectations that Ten Hag, and because he trusted him. But for that time, amekuwa Manchester, I think alicheza hata like 20 games. He's been awful, very awful. You never understand his game. He's pacey. He can't cross. He can't score. Like he's just there. So I think looking at the four players, I would say Garnacho, I'll say Sancho, and I'll say Anthony. Actually, Anthony is a guy that we really can't sell right now. We really can't sell. Garnacho is a good player. I think he just needs to do away with the attitude. Sancho is so much on media. When you umesema ni msanii, he should just live the life of a footballer. Garnacho is good. The pride and the ego and everything, akieka chini, is just a very talented player. Anthony has shown he's a good player off media.
Okay.
So I think bringing them back and telling them like, hey, hakuna story ya ego, hakuna story ya pride hapa, hakuna story ya media. Now you live the way I want. I think they are excellent players, so we can just have them back.
Okay. DJ Mike, Ruma Mascot, welcome to the show. I want to understand, picking it from Nisdi Kim's point of view, that bring them back to the team is not unhealthy. Actually, it's healthy because they are still good players. Yes, they're still good players. But first of all, do you think if they come back to the team, do you think they'll deliver? Because these are players whom walikuwa wameshawekwa kando na kocha msimu ulipoanza, na wakaambiwa kwamba bwana, msimu ujao mimi siwataki hapa, tafuteni klabu nyingine. Katika mazoezi yao wamefanya mazoezi tofauti na timu kuu. Hata kwenye kusafiri kuelekea katika michuano ya kirafiki kabla msimu kuanza kujifua in the friendlies, they did not travel with the team. They were left behind. So do you think when they come back to the team next season after the friendlies, will they deliver? But again, think of it this way. The main team walishaangalia kujua kwamba because players are players and players value each other's feelings and emotions, okay? So if I'm a player and I see the coach has done this to Derek, of course I'll think automatically the next person to receive the same treatment, it's me, okay? So don't you think it's going to disintegrate the team completely next season if they come back? Or what do you think on your side?
Asante sana Sagini.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I've spoken a lot about United, and in this summer I would have hoped that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, having been the minority owner and in charge of operations, would have at least pumped in some cash to revamp the squad. Be that as it may, we are fully aware that Man United since 2004 inherited a very big debt from the Glazers prior to his coming to Manchester United. And we are fully aware that they are risking PSR and FFP compliance. Be that as it may, as Manchester's currently constituted, does not have the ingredients of a top side. Therefore, Coach Amorim does not have any other choice other than to integrate the four musketeers back to the team. Because for one, we know they have already slapped a 70 million bounty on Garnacho. Nobody will buy Garnacho for that. Even Chelsea forgot about him. So, what choice that Amorim have? The team is cash strapped. He has no choice other than to work. First of all, as a coach, he must improve the players that he already has before moving for other players. And you know, of late, till now, Amorim has been very rigid with his system. He is refusing completely to be flexible with his system, so that he can see whether he can toy with the system and see whether the players will integrate with it or will move with it. Until now, he is refusing to budge. So what choice does he have other than even Marcus? I saw no reason in shifting Marcus. Very well, knowing very well that there is a default in the offensive players at United. Rasmus is simply not performing. The other person, Zax, is a slaking. Actually, it's not a footballer as much. We see him in partying, not playing football.
Yeah.
So right now, I can see why Amorim wants to integrate back the lost sheep. It is because right now Man United need all the good players it can have, whether in the academy, whether in their team, wherever they can fish them from the Manchester United fraternity. So I actually feel Amorim, and you see if he's not careful, by December he might not be the head coach. The first game he's with Arsenal, away again to Fulham, then Chelsea. No, not Chelsea, Man City. Then another game, then Chelsea.
Yeah.
4 very explosive games.
In the first 5.
So you can see how it puts Amorim in a very awkward position, in a very precarious situation. He's actually in a catch-22 situation.
Oh, great.
Those are actually my thoughts about Man.
All right. And you just hold the same sentiment with the Sheriff, because you all hold that if he continues that way, then by December, then he will not be the head coach for Manchester United. Then let me give us some shout outs here before tuendelee mbali na kipindi. Na namuona Hilary Ngati yuko ndani tazama, pamoja pia na kina Brian Naiwake, Dani babake Wayne, Kawoi Kadabra, Brayo Rola, Ole Naila Junior, Joy Keith, Kelvin Mwangi, Mutunga Edwin. Naona pia utakuwa ndani pamoja pia na Valerie Ngaira, wanasema wanasikiliza kipindi natazama kupitia mtandao tofauti, maanake tuko live on YouTube but also on Facebook fan page. Let me read some comments here. I can see Kelvin Mwangi anasema Zaxi is a baller, wait and see. Anasema if I am Amorim, I won't bring them back. Alafu Hilary Ngati anasema Rashford was good for United. Senior Bensoik anasema United never wanted these players to leave. How do you want them to leave when you keep raising the fee, especially Anthony and Garnacho? Mutunga Edwin anasema yuko ndani, asante sana. Anasema if Isak to leave, nitakuja bila shaka baadaye kidogo, lakini namuona Hilary Ngati anasema safi, Arsenal tunashinda kila kitu msimu huu. Alafu Sina Bensuka anasema anatazama akiwa huko Senior mubashara live tena sana, asante sana. Now let's of course we know that even if Amorim is now kind of shaky, because I think ameona kana kwamba huenda asipate more new signings, so the better thing to do is to go back to that to that rock that you once said it will not help you. But then at the moment as we talk, Huyu Amorim huyu bila shaka ameshapiga usajili mmoja au mambili matatu kufikia sasa hivi, and of course our guy Brian Mbeumo alishatua klabuni Old Trafford, and he just recently said that he needs fitness to be able to feature in one of the remaining of course club friendlies because before the new season starts. And of course we switch on to Arsenal. Finally they got their man Victor Gyokeres, and I know as United fans, as the head to watch side, we are going to be on this guy neck to neck next season. I think Arsenal have no excuse starting now until the end of season, because msimu jana walisema kwamba tulikosa striker, we didn't have a striker, that's why we didn't win any trophy, but msimu wako na machine, because this is a goal machine, Mr. Sheriff and Mr. DJ Mike. So I think Arsenal fans, no excuse for every miss pass, any mistouch, any shot off target will be neck on neck with this guy Victor Gyokeres, signing from Sporting Lisbon, of course, up to 75 million pounds kama sijakosea. Anatua klabuni Arsenal, 27-year-old, amefunga magoli katika kila mechi ambayo amecheza akiwa klabuni Sporting Lisbon. So let me just hear from Arsenal fans. I'll start with Sheriff Washira. Sheriff Washira, first of all, did you fancy Gyokeres to come? Because on the streets I've heard Arsenal fans with mixed reactions. Some say, yeah, we wanted him. Some say, I didn't want this guy to come to Arsenal because he's not the type of striker that we need. I don't know for you, what do you hold? Did you fancy him? And what do you think he will offer for you guys?
Thank you, Sagini. First of all, I think he's Aubameyang. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're breaking.
Unasikia?
Nakusikia lakini una break.
Okay, I think he's a striker we have needed since Aubameyang left. I think we have not had an out-and-out striker. And personally, I think it's high time we had a good striker, because I think the last 2 seasons, if we had a real prolific striker, I think to get to league either one of the 2 seasons, because whatever costed us, I don't think Havertz was good enough to lead the line and was good enough to lead us to cross the line, especially in the Premier League competition. So personally, I think it's high time. Ni sawa tumemsign the right time, lakini ukiangalia even our opponents already they have strengthened. I think Liverpool is a different beast altogether. Man City pia, I think they have strengthened. I don't want to talk about Manchester United because kuna mbio za farasi na punda, and in this case kuna team yenye nina call punda, but I think kila team inajua lanes yake. Kuna wale watu like saizi like finishing top 8 ni priority yao, and fighting for the league is a priority. Actually, saizi I'm not bantering any Manchester United fan. I'm still waiting to get to know I'm a Man City fan in Kenya. I know few of my friends who are Liverpool fans, and I think ukitembea unatembeaga ukiangalia mbele, utembea ukiangalia nyuma. I think former president kuna siku alisema, if you are driving unatumianga windscreen, you don't drive using the rear mirror. So saizi siongea story ya Manchester United, and I'm not bantering them. I think we are way past hizo banters.
Let's talk Gyokeres. We are on Gyokeres. So, did you fancy him to be at Arsenal?
Yes, I'm happy, and I think it's high time we needed him. And I'll say this, and this is very unpopular with Arsenal fans. I don't think this is a signing that Mikel Arteta wanted it to be done. Kwa nini niseme hivi? The highest paid player in our squad is Kai Havertz. He's paid, I think, 265,000 pounds a week. And considering saizi when Gyokeres amekam, he's going to start, considering his record. I think Mikel Arteta hakuwa anataka kuoneshana like alisign flop, and his flop, he's the highest earning player. But I think because the board wants to prove the fans that they're ambitious and they want to win the league and they want to win trophies. So personally, I'm happy and I'm looking forward to Victor Gyokeres leading us to a major trophy. And in this case, I'm not talking about FA or Carabao.
Okay, great. Let me hear your fellow Arsenal fan DJ Mike. DJ Mike, of course, Sheriff anasema kwamba he's not the striker that he wanted to be taking place of Kai Havertz, but then he's a goal machine. Did you, first of all, what's your analysis about this signing, and how do you think it will be impactful to you guys, because you've been chasing that #1 spot, ending as runners-up at 3 occasions, trophyless? Do you think this will be the end of a trophyless season at Emirates?
Sagini, point of correction.
Thank you so much,
It is not me. Me, I've always wanted a prolific striker. It is Arteta, not me.
All right.
It is Arteta. Me,
Corrected.
I've always wanted a prolific striker.
Thank you. DJ Mike?
Well, Sagini, you know very well my comments about Gyokeres. He's a top marksman, having had 121 contributions in 2 seasons. There is no player with such numbers. Be that as it may, he has all the ingredients to succeed. Only that the EPL now awaits him to replicate his numbers from Sporting. But from the same on the same breath, Sporting produced Bruno, Sporting produced CR7, among other big hits in the EPL.
Yeah.
And Victor Gyokeres, if you look at his Instagram post today, he said, the longer the wait, the better the test. So I like Victor Gyokeres. In fact, when people are talking about Sesko, I didn't want the Sesko guy. In fact, what even put me off from Sesko is when he demanded that a release clause.
Oh, quite unfortunate to lose DJ Mike there while speaking. But then, anyway, let me just come to the Manchester United fans here, because I know they've been silent, and I know how and Yoale team hate watch bench. Anyway, they are not here, but I would like them to be here. Anyway, Derek, do you think Arsenal will have an excuse next season after making this signing? Unmute your microphone.
Unanipata?
Yes.
Nasema Arsenal, it is high time they should not even have an excuse, because nikisikiza their fans vile wamesema, it is 2 seasons they have been having problems. They have been coming position 2 just because of lack of a striker. So the last time they had a proper striker, it was during Aubameyang. So I wanted, in fact, to ask them, during Aubameyang's time, did they win the league? That was just my question. Wali win your league? Fine. Victor Gyokeres has very good numbers. When you look at his stats, he's a monster. He's coming from Portuguese, coming to England. We have not tested him to prove him, but his numbers are speaking louder. That is what we want to test. But sincerely speaking, I don't think if Arteta will have a reason or will have an excuse for not clinching either UEFA Champions League or either a league. It will be a very big mess for him. And this time round, I think Mr. Kroenke has given him the ingredients that he really needed. Because if I look at the combination of star boy, that is Saka, Gyokeres, and Martinelli, it is going to be fire. If these players can be integrated properly, watakuwa poa sana. Wazee wa Arsenal mmerudi?
Wamerudi.
Asante sana. DJ Mike and Sheriff, I wanted to ask this question. During Aubameyang's time, did you win the league with the Aubameyang? You didn't. But again, I can see the numbers for Mr. Gyokeres are good, and he looks like a proper striker, of which we are looking forward for that momentum. So just tell your coach, Mr. Arteta, there will be no excuse, or there will be no escape route for him if we will not clinch either the league or UEFA Champions League, because Victor Gyokeres himself wanted to come to Arsenal, and he has come. He has done everything to be at Arsenal, and we are welcoming him. So no excuse for Mr. Sagini, no excuse for Arteta coming next season. He has a very good striker. He has bought also Zubimendi, so everything is good for him. No excuse.
All right. So Derek anasema kwamba there is no excuse for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal fans this coming season. Before I come to Sheriff to respond, because he has a right of reply, let me first hear Nisdi Kim. Nisdi Kim, I believe you've seen Gyokeres statistics from Coventry to Sporting Lisbon, national team for Sweden. Do you think he will replicate what we've seen him doing in Portugal, here in England?
Okay, Sagini, I think the numbers with this guy are just, they're just immense, excellent. He's a monster. Venye mmesema, he's a monster. He's good. He's extremely good. And we have seen this. He's performed very well. I can remember Ujama alipiga Man City ni kama anaua. He played very well. So hatuwezi sema like he's going to meet bigger clubs in EPL, maybe he's going to play bad games when playing with top tiers team. But this is EPL. We saw Haaland. Haaland came, rocked, akatulia. And Sheriff na DJ wamesema story na Amorim to get sacked by December. Actually, there's something I need to remind them. The only person under pressure right now, the only coach under pressure is Arteta. Yani, Arteta, let me compare Arteta with a student. Alisema nilianguka mtihani kwa sababu taa iliisha mafuta. That student ameletewa mafuta. Now remember, he had still light. He had some light to Asome. So I'm trying to relate this to Arteta. He has been given what he needed. I think a season ago, he said the problem maybe was Saliba. The other season, he said he had injuries. But now he has everything. Actually, the first person to go, I think, will be Arteta. Amorim is building a team, the same team that this guy was given for the last 5 years. What did he win? He won, I think, 1 trophy. Manchester won like 2 trophies. They went to 2 finals with the worst squad on SMSG post Fergie time. It's okay. We have the bad squad, but we are trying. We try and get there. But now kusema we have Gyokeres and then we're going to win everything. Let me tell you, Man City had Haaland last season. They struggled. Remember, this is a team everybody has known. Mimi hata ukiniambia the only person like maybe Arsenal naweza sema he's better off this season is getting like Zubimendi, because they needed someone really so much in that center pack. But kusema Gyokeres is disappointment.
Okay.
So I think this one goes to Sheriff. Sheriff, December, Arteta will be the one in hot soup, not Amorim. Amorim is building a team for the future. Arteta has what he wanted. So tell him, watch kupiga 3-2 Newcastle. He needs to win 5 goals right now. He's under pressure. The spotlight is on Arteta right now. But for me, Gyokeres is a good signing for Arsenal, so I hope they utilize him very well. And I hope he just brings the fire from Sporting to EPL. He'll just be a monster again there.
Sheriff?
Thank you, Sagini. Sijui kama watoto wamelala kabla nitumie ile jina yenye nitasema, lakini nisemi jina mbaya nasema. Unajua hii ni Najua hii ni
Yeah.
family show, lakini ningesema for now ninajua nikiangalia panel nasema ni kama tuko threesome, lakini anyway nilikuwa nasema hivi it's 3 fans against 1 Arsenal fan. Nilikuwa nasema hivi Nis na Derek wanaongea kama jilted lovers Unajua ukikatia dem akukatae, ushindaji ukisema tu dem ni mwagli. Bro, it's either una do because saizi I think 254 inakaa hivyo, but anyway all in all nitasema hivi alafu kuna kitu kingine tulikuwa tunaambiwa you have to grow everyone. Saizi sipigi wawase wa Manchester banta. There are lanes. Kuna lanes. And so me, I'm not talking about Manchester United fans. All I'm going to say is this. Personally, I think us signing Victor Gyokeres is the best signing I think we have done in the last. I think since we signed Declan Rice and Victor Gyokeres have been, I think, top 2. They rank in top 2 of my best signings since Arsene Wenger left. And I think it's high time we win trophies. Personally, I'm not a Mikel Arteta fan. I don't support him. I think he came and met me supporting Arsenal, but I am hopeful and wishful to take to the next level. So when I see Nis talking like a jilted lover, nitamwambia kitu ya kwanza, timu yangu watufanyagi kitu inaitwa doping, alafu tuna blame mademu wetu ati ndo wanatufanyia doping. No wonder we never signed Paul Pogba. The second thing, we don't ruin players' careers. Saizi ukiuliza Harry Maguire, his biggest regret ni nini? Was it moving from Leicester to Manchester United? He will tell you. He'll never, until ile siku yenye atakufa niulize Nis and Derek, are you aware like Harry Maguire is still the most expensive defender? Bado nabeba hiyo price tag.
Wacha nikujibu. I think Sheriff, the way we are talking about Gyokeres from Sporting CP, I think we should talk the same thing to Arsenal. Let's go back to 5 years, okay? Jospeli Arteta, okay? He's been there. It's okay. Ni dema ametukata. We understand that. But talking about the numbers, let me tell you, hakuna mtu wa Arsenal anafaa kuongea story na numbers. Hakuna mtu wa Arsenal anafaa kucompare Manchester right now. We've gone to final. What have you done? The only thing you have always talk about is finishing top 2. Top 2. Hakuna kitu ingine. We have won FA. Okay? We have gone last season we went to finals. You didn't go there. But the last season we went to finals. We beat Man City. So tukianza tuongea story ya numbers hapa. You have the best squad. You have the best squad. Umesema you don't look back. But trust me, I think as an Arsenal fan you should look back and see the stats when you say you're going forward. The better stats are behind you.
I want us to talk about Isak in a short while. So Derek, you have 1 minute to make a comment.
A right of reply, Sheriff.
Yeah.
Please, can you just stick to the motion, please? Umeulizwa tu vizuri. Do you think Gyokeres was a good signing? Sasa badala ya kujibu swali, imagine you're just going round the question, bringing in Manchester United. My friends, we are not bitter. Answer the question. Case closed.
All right. I think it's because I saw Gyokeres after signing for Arsenal. This is what he said. He said I have won everything in my career except the Champions League. That's why I chose to join Arsenal. My question is, has he won? My question is, has he won the FIFA Club World Cup? Has he won the World Cup? Okay. Because if he says I've won everything, but anyway, my question will be to the fans on the comment section: should we tell him the truth or should we wait for the word Imfunze? Okay, let me just go to the comment section here and get to know what people are saying on this comment section here. Namuona jamaa itwa Ngugi wa Iganjo anasema, if Arsenal don't win anything this season, let them resign with their coach waende championship. We start afresh with new teams. Anthony anasema Mikel Arteta must deliver this year. Steve Mariga anasema Arteta cannot be sacked before Amorim. Hapo tusidanganyane kabisa. Alafu jamaa anaitwa Steve Mariga anasema kwamba Gyokeres will open with a hat-trick kwa game ya Manchester United. Alafu Waiganjo Ngugi anasema balozi wa the final whistle na mighty Manchester United fan ndani ya Afrika Kusini niko ndani kama kawa. Sisi tuchukue Sesko na Dibu Martinez, I think will be half ready waiting for January. Lakini pia namuona Mariga anasema ndio kudonjo, asante sana. Anthony anasema Arteta has been a fan of Sesko. He was never a fan of Gyokeres. He says Arsenal fans should lower their expectations. Brana Iwake is watching also from Kasarani Mwiki. Okay, away from the Gyokeres saga and everything else, because we've seen his numbers. He's a good striker. He's been scoring goals left, right, and center in Portugal. But then one thing we should all know, Portugal League is not the same as the Premier League. The Premier League is kind of different.
Sagini ameenda wapi?
Bana ni kama amehang.
Amehang hapo.
Woi Sagini.
I think ni net. Maybe.
Hiyo ndo shida ya wase wa Manchester. Anyway, tulikuwa tunasema hivi. Mi personally ukiniuliza
Sorry guys, I think my internet kinda lakini imerudi sawa. Anyway, I was saying away from the Gyokeres saga, because I know one thing is that he does not score with his head, and he scored 20 plus goals being penalty goals. So I don't think if that will be the same case here in England, because England pia ligi tofauti. Lakini as DJ Mike said, that we've had good players from Sporting Lisbon who have performed well in the Premier League. Talk of Bruno Fernandes and CR7. So he might be also another great aspect to see. Me, I'm not pushing him away or saying he cannot do well. Scorer, and he can give Arsenal goals that will give them that title that they have been chasing for years and years. But then, away from that, another player who has been on the lips of many in this transfer window is Newcastle's striker. Same nationality as Victor Gyokeres, Sweden international, 25 years of age, Alexander Isak. This past weekend and this past week, amesema wazi kwamba yeye, he is ready to explore new options away from Newcastle. He wants a move out, and his preferred destination is, of course, Liverpool FC. So my biggest question here, Mr. Sheriff Washira, is Liverpool the best destination for Isak at the moment?
I think personally, every player who wants to achieve, who has ambitions especially who want to achieve major trophies, especially in England, I think LFC they are better off than every other club. Personally, I believe Arsenal and Man City are playing catch-up football. Man City, Arsenal and Man City are playing catch-up football. Manchester United, they are dwellers who are relying on the history of their club, of which I respect it. So as much as if you see the way Liverpool will operate, especially for transfers, in the last 3 seasons, if you see, I think they have not spent over 80 million pounds. Kwa nini nasema hivyo? I think wamesign Gakpo, Diaz, and Chiesa. Since I think ukiangalia hiyo do, I saw somewhere kwa Daily Mail wakisema when they won the EPL, they walipata over 100 million pounds, and then walipewa nini ya Adidas for 3 years, that is 150. Ukipigata kama ni installments hawajakosa 50 hapo, and then the progression yao ya kufika Champions League mahali walifika pia waliando. So I think LFC, they are one of the best land, yani ile club inaraniwa vizuri sana kwa EPL. Again, the way they sell their players, kama leo wameuza Diaz over 70 million pounds, and I will assure you this, Nunes, they will sell him over 30 million pounds, and Nunes is not a bad player. Actually, if I was a Manchester United fan, I would get Nunes, although Liverpool doing business with Manchester United is a bit tricky, and this is not a banter.
Yes.
It is not a banter. It's not a banter, by the way, but I think he can add quality in that team. So now you can imagine mediocrity ya Onana na Nunes hapo sasa venye itakuwa, and because Manchester United eventually is a mediocre club, so eventually in a complete the cycle. So this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Isak is a good player, and I'm proud, and I would like him by the way as a player for him to go, because kuna kitu moja nataka, at least club yenye inaweza compete na Real Madrid in Champions League na PSG. So personally I think, because my team never signed him, and I know, and the fans that I know who support Liverpool, they are very respectful. Afadhali aende huko. I think it's good for him, and I think if they go him, he goes there. Wamesign Etikite, wamesign ukiangalia wamesign Vats from Bayer Leverkusen. I think Liverpool is the team to beat, and I think ukiangalia venye wamesign our players. Personally, I said even when the show started, and I've been telling my friends, this league is theirs to lose, but they will either win Champions League or the Premier League.
Right, they either win the Champions League or the Premier League. Okay, Derek, Isak wants to leave, and of course his preferred destination, of course, is Liverpool. And today Liverpool already have activated or have sent an offer of 138 million pounds to Newcastle. Of course, Newcastle want 150 million pounds, but Liverpool ametoa ada ya pauni milioni 138, 138 million pounds to get his signature. Isak to Liverpool. How influential do you think Liverpool will be in terms of attacking next season if they get this guy?
Liverpool are going to be hot because it will be a very great addition to their squad. Isak is a very good player. He has done it very well at Newcastle, and is going to be a very good addition to their squad. When I look at the numbers and when I look at the statistics, and also the kind of project Liverpool is having, for me, if I were Isak, actually I will go there because he's a good project, and a slot came with the good strategies. We saw him clinching the trophy, being the first season. So it is going to be good for Isak, because we are meant to understand that Diaz is leaving, the Manuel guy is also leaving. Then Isak is going to be a very good substitute for the late Jota, God forbid, and rest in peace. So atakuwa addition poa kwa squad ya Liverpool. Then kuna kitu nilikuwa nataka niambie Sheriff. Sheriff, you don't have to drag Manchester United in everything, please. Manchester United is not a mediocrity of a team, because if you say it is a mediocrity of a team, Arteta was signed in 2020. Those are 5 seasons. He doesn't have a substantive trophy. Ten Hag was signed in 2023. He had 2 trophies. So which one is a mediocrity of a team? Okay, anyway, let me stick to the debate. All
right.
Isak, Liverpool is going to be a team to watch because of how they are doing their businesses. We can see Isak, and we can even see the price tag that Newcastle had set for him. So it shows you clearly that if any team gets him, then they are good to go with him. There are 2 clubs in the world, by the way, as we speak. Any club that will knock at somebody's door, for example, Liverpool and Real Madrid, no player can refuse their bid. So
right,
Isak Isak for Liverpool is going to be a very good one.
All right. Let me just help you sort the worry you have about Sheriff dragging Manchester in every conversation, Derek. Derek, understand one thing.
Yes.
When you are big,
Yeah.
you are big. Okay? When you are big, you are big. Okay? You should know that. Because even in Manchester's friendly against West Ham, around 83,000 fans attended at the MetLife Stadium in the US. The same stadium hosted the FIFA Club World Cup, whereby Chelsea and PSG were playing. They did not get to that number. They got to 81,000 fans. But West Ham against Manchester had 83,000 fans. So Derek, just relax. When you are big, you are big. Anyway, Miss Dikim, before I go to Miss Dikim, let me just read some comments here about Isak. Joy Kat
Sagini.
is watching Kala. Asante sana. Anthony anasema wacha dunia imfunze. Dilap will score more goals than Gyokeres. Alafu Kelvin Mwangi anasema, guys, do you think the position Amad Diallo playing right wing back fits him? We'll mention that as we come to Sesko. Kelvin Mwangi anasema kwamba toka hapo kwa Nunes, toka hapa na Nunes wako na matakataka ziko. Anthony anasema Isak's timing for this transfer has been bad. All big teams zimesign striker, so I think anafaa abaki tu next season. And actually, that's where I was coming, Nisdi Kim, onto that point that Anthony just raised. Do you think Isak's plea, was it timely? Is it timely?
I think again, it's not about the timing. It's about last season. We saw Liverpool depending on Nunes. I think a guy who has been there, but his stats are very awful. It's not about the timing. It's about the signing itself. I think this is a statement signing. It's a signing that Liverpool have been looking for. They need someone who's there to score. This is like a new Suarez. I think Liverpool are going back to the time of Suarez. They need a guy who can score. Because I'm imagining, like, if last season Liverpool had Isak in their front line, say wangekuwa tu wanyama. So it's not about the timing. It's not about whether they have started their tour or what. I think Isak is fit. He just needs maybe Kubrashiwa and to blend in with the team. But to me, Isak will be a very good addition. Looking at it in another angle, like they had Nunes as the striker. He didn't go. Now they're getting someone who was top 3 in EPL as a top scorer. So I think it is a very, 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 very good signing. And then it makes it makes it easier because letting Diaz live on the other side, I think I've realized something about Ancelotti. I think he's using a tactic based on also physique, because you could see last season he played mostly Gakpo to run on the wing, and then makeshift Diaz to come on at the center. But now he has a point man. He has Isak. Isak can play even from like a center forward, and then he has Gakpo, and then he has Salah on the other side. I think Liverpool will be a very huge test for many teams in EPL, and let me say Europe.
Because they've signed a lot of players, and the front line talk about Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen, and of course adding on to Isak and a number of players who have been joining, and Hugo Ekitike also from the German Bundesliga. So this is going to be a very powerful front forward, considering they also have the likes of Gakpo, Nunes, and Mohamed Salah on the front line. So watch out for Liverpool ahead of next season. But then, as Isak wants to leave Newcastle, another guy who might be replacing him at that central role at Newcastle is this guy, Benjamin Sesko, because Newcastle, as we speak, have already offered their project and their proposal to Benjamin Sesko, and so they did the same. Manchester United also did the same to offer their project and the proposal. Of course, Leipzig in German Bundesliga need around £60 million for any team who wants his signature. But then it's up to now Sesko to decide where to go, because both clubs need a striker. Newcastle need a striker in case Isak leaves to Liverpool. Manchester also needs a point man, because they cannot rely on Zagzi and of course Højlund, who produced a combined 7 goals last season in the Premier League, whereas Sesko contributed to 21 goals in all competitions, just himself in the Bundesliga or for playing for Leipzig last season. So both clubs need a striker. Manchester the striker, Newcastle also need a striker. So my biggest question here, Derek, is if you are Sesko, where will you go to? Manchester or Newcastle? Which side will you choose?
In 2 dimensions, nitaangalia like in this way. Number one, nowadays football is being run by money. So if you look at wage side, both teams can give you what you need in terms of your pocket. But if you look at which team will give you what you need at the moment, then as Sesko, maybe I would prefer Newcastle because number one, they finished league at a better position, so meaning at least they are going to play in the Europa League, whereby you can showcase yourself and also you can get even a bigger offer for a better club. So that is one. Then if I want maybe to be known and famous and something like that, then I will go for Manchester United. But as we speak, Manchester United, as we have already mentioned, that we are still under transition. Amorim is still trying to fix things here and there. Benjamin Sesko is a very good striker because I've looked at his statistics. He had around 13 goals in the Bundesliga, which is not bad. He had only 1 yellow card. He had around 5 assists. So in terms of quality and everything, I would prefer him to go to Newcastle. But in terms of fame and money issues, Manchester United is the best destination for him.
All right. Let me just add here Sheriff, because I want to hear his sentiments about this guy Sesko. Sheriff, Sesko is of course torn in between Newcastle and Manchester United. Where do you think he perfectly fits, considering what he has done for RB Leipzig last season in the Bundesliga German side?
Thank you, Sagini. I think personally, if I was Sesko, I'd go. I think he perfectly fits in Newcastle, considering the playing time that he's young, and he'll gain experience playing in the Premier League. Premier League tunaambiagwa ni ile ligi yenye inafanyaga most of the players kitu inaitagwa initiation. Station, like he'll become a man in the Premier League. He'll get playing time, playing minutes in the Premier League. Again, considering the team that Newcastle are competing with, he doesn't want to ruin his reputation against such a team. So personally, as a young man who is only 21 years old, he doesn't want to ruin his reputation and his CV. And tukigoogle hivi kwa Wikipedia tunaangalia he has ever played in the other team. So I think Newcastle fits him way better because I think the package that they have a young manager, they have I think a very vibrant midfield. I think he can fit in that. And as a man, unajua kama mwanaume kuna saa zingine unajitaga mkutano. Unajiambia kwa CV yangu sitaki kuambiwa niliwahi, kwa wale watu wanafanya kazi kwa kampuni sitaki kuambiwa niliwahi fanya hii kampuni kazi, because ukiangalia reputation ya hiyo kampuni kila siku ni kumake losses. So utakuja kuambia watoto wako nini ukiretire. So I think Newcastle is a better team for him.
All right. Derek and Sheriff hold the same sentiment that they both think that Newcastle is a better perfect replacement or the perfect destination for RB Leipzig, Slovenian striker, of course, Benjamin Sesko. But then yes.
Sababu ninajua maybe unaweza kosa kunipea the final word. Nimeona it is 3 versus 1. So ile kitu nitaambia wasi wa Manchester United ni moja. Emotions tunataga huko nje, tunaongea story ya football hapa. So naambia Derek next time akuja kwa compost, kitu ya kwanza congratulations. Hajahang leo. Hajaingia kwa hiyo show nyingine yake. Hajaingia kwa ile show nyingine yake. So kwanza ni congratulations. and
Yeah. Okay, so let me go to this Dikim. This Dikim, you as a United fan, of course, umesikia Derek na Sheriff wanasema kwamba they think Newcastle will be the perfect destination for Benjamin Sesko. But you, as a United fan, as a Red Devil, would you fancy this guy to come to United, or will you fancy Oli Watkins to be your natural 9 next season? Because at the moment, Manchester wanted to sign Watkins, but I think their offer was rejected, or they have not submitted their bid, but then they have some interest in Oli Watkins. Would you prefer Sesko at United or Oli Watkins as your number 9 next season? Because your current guns are not firing.
Okay, Sagini, Sesko to me looks like an upgrade. Watkins is really an upgrade in our front line as a point man. Sheriff amesema, as a man, there are some things in life you have to look. And I'll not look at it the same way he's trying to put it. As Sesko, ningiangalia Liverpool, they are really trying to sign Isak. So when they sign Isak, there will be a very big hole left there to fill. So as a player, I can go to Newcastle. But looking at Manchester United and the stats that are there, I think I could also go to Manchester because I know I have what it takes to go there. And I know the system. He has a good physique, very, very good physique. He's tall, he can jump, he can score. So I think on the other side, I can look at Manchester United. But now my only prayer, me naomba kuja Manchester, personally, naomba kuja Manchester. And I'm really praying that it takes so long, like Liverpool and Newcastle, to drag the Delia Isak so much that before they sign or they sell, him to Liverpool, Sesko atakuwa amefika. Because trust me, when they get the money to go, I'm so sure they'll go all out for Sesko, and we will lose a very good player.
Mm-hmm. Right. Derek, as a United fan, I want to come to you too before we wind up the show, because we are all, of course, out of time at the moment. But then Nisdikim prefers Sesko at United over Watkins, of course. But then here comes another trickster point of view, whereby we have to also do a checkpoint. Of course, United has been interested in a lot of strikers at the moment. Oli Watkins, so Benjamin Sesko. At some point, they also wanted Gyokeres. It slipped away. He chose Arsenal. But then, if you were to choose Sesko, Oli Watkins, because you've said you think Sesko, his preferred destination could be at Newcastle. But then, I'll throw the same question I threw to Nisdikim, but he's chosen Sesko. Do you think you'll choose this guy here, Oli Watkins, because you said Sesko, you think his preferred and best choice will be Newcastle? So you remain with other solutions. Do you think, because you also need a number 9, do you choose Oli Watkins, or do you choose this other guy here, Nicholas Jackson?
Ebu Sagini, ebu nitolee hapo huyo mtu anaitwa Jackson Mandago, please. Ai, jamani. Ai, bwana. We don't do businesses with such like clubs. Business za Manchester United na Jackson na Chelsea hatutaki, na tunasema huyo shetani akome. Number 2, ashindwe kabisa. Number 2, I would prefer Oli Watkins over Sesko because of this. Oli Watkins is a striker that has proven that he's worth, because he's playing in the same league, and he's having the experience. So he's bringing at least the experience from Aston Villa to Manchester United. We the kind of relationship that we have with Aston Villa with Manchester United, I think we had a player from there. Was it Ashley Young? Yeah, it was Ashley Young, and he was a very fantastic player. He played for Manchester United. In fact, he left Manchester United when he was a captain. So we have done some good businesses with Aston Villa. Oli Watkins will be a good upgrade to Manchester United, because also, if you look at his numbers at Aston Villa, they have been brilliant. So I would prefer him, even though Sesko is a bit younger. I would prefer him over Sesko. Mandago, no, off that business. No.
Okay, sasa aise, mtazamaji, kufikia hapo niseme asante kwa kutazama, lakini kabla ya kuondoka mitamboni nisome jumbe za shabiki wawili hapo watatu. Namuona Kelvin Mwangi. Sawa, ngoja kwanza. Kelvin Mwangi anasema Alexander Isak ni mnyama, Liverpool itatuhangaisha sana msimu ujao. Anasema I really want Sesko at United. Parting shot for each and every one of you, 20 seconds maximum. Each and every one of you. I start with Sheriff.
Shukran sana kwanza Sagini, na nikusema kwanza nimeenjoy show imekuwa poa. Kupatana na Nis, my friend Derek, at least leo amekaa kwa show. At least leo ameconcentrate. Nimekubali. Alafu kitu kingine nitamwambia, ameongea vizuri sana kusema ni kumaanisha Manchester United haina stand. Hamujui ni nani mnataka kusign. Najua tunaambiwa okay, siwezi peana hiyo example, nitapeana hapa kwa comment, lakini unajua kuna ile age yenye inafikaga kwa watu wengine. Ikifika hiyo age unasema anyone comes across me nitamchukua, ni anaweza ni suit. Manze hatuwezi anzia from Gyokeres tunamalizia kwa Oli Watkins. Manze kuna lanes bana, kuna lanes. So for me, all I wish Manchester United fans is a good season. Umalize at least mwingie Conference League next season. I'll be happy for you guys. I'm not going to banter you. Mwachie ligi, Arsenal, Manchester United na Man City. Thank you so much.
It's funny that Sheriff keeps saying I won't banter you, yet he's doing that exact same thing. Anyway, as I said earlier, when you are big, you are big. Derek, your parting shot.
Hey, Sheriff, unajua kitu inaitwa double speak. Enyewe bana uko na double speak nyingine kali sana. Anyway, let me summarize by saying this. Liverpool is going to be a monster of a team with the Ekitike, Isak and Salah. They are going to produce more than 60 goals. So Liverpool is going to be a very big project for any team come next season. Enjoy show, my guys.
Thank you so much for having you. Nisdi Kim, before we wind up.
Sheriff, show imekuwa poa by the way, my guys. To all my Manchester United fans, tusikufe moyo. We have a big season ahead. Let's trust the coach. Let's trust whatever Ineos is doing. We are trying to uproot something that has been there, and it will not take a change. A change is coming, and it will not be easy. And to Arsenal fans, you have a very big, tough season because it's a win. Hakuna GG ni goal. That's the thing. Liverpool, to me, is a team to watch next season. I'm expecting and anticipating for a very interesting and a very good season. In ile season utaki kuhata game. Yani ikianza 3 uko hapo 3, ikiisha 10 uko hapo 10. Anyway, the show was nice. Thanks Sagini. Let's keep football. Let's keep football spirit. Na Sheriff. Amesema tusiweke hapa people muitoke.
All right.
But me parting shot yako ni moja. Arteta has a big problem than Amorim.
All right.
Asante Evangelist. Unajua ni quote Bible. Nimeshangani wapi mbona hujakuta Biblia, lakini leo umeongea kama Evangelist. Parting shot yako. Shukran.
Okay, thanks so much guys for having you on this show as my panelists, Derek, Miss D Kim, Sheriff, but also DJ Mike the Robo Mascot. Alikuwa na changamoto mtandao. Thank you so much guys for having me, but also thank you for our viewers for watching since 9 p.m. until now 10:16 p.m. East African time. It has been the final whistle talking about EPL transfers this Monday, but then tomorrow we'll be hosting another show from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. whereby we'll be talking the CHAN, the African Nations Championship, starting this coming Saturday, and it will be starting at Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, before coming to Kenya, Nairobi, whereby Kenya Harambee Stars will be playing, of course, the Leopard of DR Congo. Don't miss out on that show. Of course, it's an exclusive show for the chance starting 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. live on my Facebook page, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, but also on Instagram. For today, that has been your final whistle. My name is Jason Sagini, the Sports Archbishop. As always, follow me on all my social media platforms. Have a good night. Nakutakia usiku mwema. Kwaheri.